Hello everyone, this is Cool Through This, and in this video I'm going to break down the Trout versus Lara fight that is set to happen on December 7th, 2013, and I'm going to tell you guys who I am picking to win this fight and why. Now initially I thought that these two were not going to fight each other. I thought they were both going to fight someone else, but they decided to make this fight happen. Golden Boy, I guess, decided to put this fight together still, and let these two battle it out. So this seems like it's going to be a great fight. I'm interested in this fight. Both of these guys have a lot of heart. From what I see, uh, they both got knocked down. Trout got knocked down by Canelo once and got up and he kept fighting strong to win that fight. And Lara got knocked down twice by Ngulu, and he had to come back and try to win that fight. And he did win that fight. So, I mean, both of these guys have great heart. That they both have been knocked down before, and they had to prove that they were able to get up and keep going. But I think I'm going to give a slight edge in heart to Lara because, as you all may know, Alvarez kind of backed off. He didn't kind of. He did. He backed off of Trout, right? While Ngulu was coming to really break down Lara the whole time. He was really coming to knock out Lara. So Lara had to decide if he really wanted to win that fight or not. And he did. He stood there and he moved and he said, "I want to win that fight." He he moved around. He jabbed and got a win. Well, he hit him with that straight left hand a lot and got a win. So um, he's got a lot of heart. I think he has a small edge. I don't think it's a big edge, but it's a it's enough to give him a good edge. And I don't think heart is going to be a big deal, but heart will play a small role here, and they both have it. So that's one thing. But another thing is Lara has more more skill than Trout. He's a little bit more technically sound. He's a boxer. He's gonna move. He's gonna box all night. That's what Lara does. Even when he fought Paul Williams, he still boxed. Paul was a taller guy, a volume puncher. He stood there and tried to box him, right? And he's very sound, technically sound. I think he had a long career in the amateur. So Lara, he's very solid, and I think he has a little bit more skill than Trout, but not by much because Trout is well. I don't think it's gonna make a big difference because Trout is not bad either. So don't overlook him. But that being said, what's gonna really decide this fight? I know that Trout does have the style to give Lara problems because Trout will volume punch. He has shown that he's not gonna let Lara just stay on that outside and move and try to make this fight his fight. He's gonna try to move forward and he will volume punch to make this fight more interesting. So he has proven that. Trout has. So that's going to help him either outwork Lara or just keep the fight busy in his favor. And another thing too, Trout is more versatile because of that too. Trout is more versatile. He will come forward. He did the same thing against Canelo Alvarez. He came forward in that fight too. So he will come forward and he will throw punches and he will volume punch with skill and with style. So he should do that too in this fight. He should come forward and volume punch. He's gonna move and do all types of things in that ring. We know that Lara's just mainly gonna box, but Trout has shown to do a lot of different things. So I would go with Trout to be more versatile, and his style should give Laura some problems to the point where he could outwork Laura. I see that happening. He has, well, Trout has. I think he has a little bit more power, not a lot more, but a little bit more. I don't know if power's gonna really matter in this fight because both guys aren't like really heavy hitters, but they're both kind of good. They're okay, like like mouth punchers. But I think Trout has a little bit more power. But I think Laura's a little bit quicker. Speed. Well, I think he has the speed advantage. I think he's a little bit more quicker. So Laura's gonna use his speed in this fight. It's gonna help him, and it's not about much. Like I said, it's not about much. A lot of these categories, they're not off by much, but it's still an advantage for either guy. So I don't think Laura's that much faster, but he is a little bit quicker. So he has that advantage. And both guys, consistency, they really haven't been that consistent. I guess you can give the edge a little bit to Trout, but he lost his last fight, so you can't really say that they've been both consistent. Well, that much more consistent than each other because Laura got a draw against. Well, he got a draw in like his previous, well, in one of his recent fights. So consistency is kind of off. And then if you look at form, I would say that Laura has the form right now because he got to win his last fight, but Trout lost his last fight. And for the political, I'm not really sure about this because Laura is a champion, right? He's like the super interim champion, something like that. But Trout has more exposure because he fought Canelo Alvarez, right? And in front of 50 or 40,000 fans, something like that. So he has more exposure, and the political advantages should be kind of equal, but I think I would lean it over a little bit towards Laura, but I'm not really sure how much the political advantage is going to really play a role into this fight. I'm not really sure. So I think it's kind of more in the middle, I guess. But like I said, I mean, you can't give it to Laura, but I'm not really sure how much of a factor it's really going to play because Trout is known too. Trout is he's pretty big too since he fought. Well, he's not like a, a huge name, but he did fight Trout. I mean Alvarez, so people will know him. You know what I mean. So that's one factor, but I do know too that Trout is a little bit bigger than Laura. He should be more durable. He had to take Canelo's punches and withstand all that and keep going. And I don't believe that Ngulu punches harder than Canelo. So Trout is pretty durable. He's 5'10" or like 5'9" and a half, while uh, while Laura's like 5'9". So Trout's a little bit taller. He's basically 5'10", and I think he should have a little bit of a better chin. Trout, he had to take Canelo's punches. So, and also because he's so versatile, that also makes Trout the wild card because he can do whatever he needs to do in that ring, right? And another thing, he should be more experienced than Lara. He has more fights. He was in the ring with Miguel Cotto. That's probably better than most. Than I mean, I think Miguel Cotto is better than Paul Williams, even though Paul Williams, yeah, but then Paul Williams and Miguel Cotto never fought. But I guess Miguel Cotto is considered to be better than Paul Williams, even though Owen, I guess. So, and then he fought Canelo, who's a good fighter too. So Trout does have the experience advantage as well. So I think I'm gonna go with Austin Trout to beat Lara here. His style should give him problems. He's gonna throw. He's not. Was he? Trout's gonna value punch. He's not gonna let Lara sit there and not do nothing and move around and look pretty and box and do what he wants to do in there. Trout's gonna come forward, value punch, probably outwork Lara and get a good win, make it look easy. Well, he gonna make it look easy. It's gonna be a good fight, but I just can't see Lara doing anything else except boxing, and that's why he has the that's why Trout has the intangible, because he's gonna do different things in there. He should be able to do whatever he wants to. He's gonna come forward, and then he's bigger. He's a little bit taller, so I think he's gonna value punch and outwork him and get a win and do the styles. He's gonna get the job done. Um, that's why I see this fight going, and he's skillful too. He's not gonna let Lord just hit him. You know what I mean? He's not gonna let him hit him, and he's gonna back up. And I don't know. I like Austin Trout in this fight. Um, Lord's a good fighter, but I gotta get this win to Trout. That's my pick. This is Cool 3 This. Thank you for watching my video today. Have a great day.